Only 3,700 pounds, Winnebago Micro Mini 2106 FBS ultralight, narrow body, tandem axle, lightweight, easy towing couples camper here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And it's really cool how Winnebago gives you Winnebago gives you multiple versions of kind of the same thing to let you really pick your own adventure. So this one has a sofa slide and a fixed bed, FBS, fixed bed slide. Now, if you like this camper, but you prefer a Murphy bed, that would be the 2106 DS. If you like this camper, but you prefer a dinette slide, that would be the 2108 FBS. If you like this camper, but you like both a Murphy bed and a dinette slide, that'd be the 2108 DS. Lots of options, a lot of similar stuff, and they're all good in their own little way. Easy, full access to the storage, the bathroom, the kitchen, the fridge, all that stuff, the bed even, when the slide out is closed, is just one of a large number of the good qualities of the 2106 FBS here at Haylet RV. So again, there are going to be similar layouts from Winnebago, all with their own little tiny variants and shared qualities with one another, but this is the fixed bed sofa slide version right here. So if you don't want to mess with a Murphy bed, if you just want the bed there all day, every day, you don't want to muck with it, this would be the camper for you. The cool part is how many consistencies you will find between them. Like the lighter, brighter interior decor, that's just kind of Winnebago's calling card here. And the nicer materials, like the better slide fascia materials, the hardwood cabinet door frames, the fact that you can reach back here and feel the pocket screwed styles holding everything together. This might have a simple look inside, but this is a very well built upscale product. And to the tune of, statistically speaking, Winnebago travel trailers have the lowest percentage, lowest rate of warranty frequency as compared to literally anything else here at Haylet RV. The Coachman Apex and the Keystone Passport come darn close, and really a couple brands have gotten their screws tightened pretty darn good right now. I've been real happy with our lineup. So consistency factors here that we're going to see are these best-in-class, largest bedroom side windows right here. Like something out of a giant Montana bedroom, you know, you're going to get these huge cross breeze windows for tons and tons of airflow right there. Now, it throws some people off that they do an open side stand over here for CPAP users, and then a single hanging closet over here. This is a narrow body camper. They did try to give you enough of everything in the right places. They tried not to go too much or too little in any area. That's part of the reason you're gaining the overhead storage here. That's something the Murphy bed versions will lack because the bed would occupy that space. But the good news is that is not your only hanging storage. In the bathroom, as we'll see, there's another closet that's actually much larger than that one. So a couple neat things here. First of all, this is a very easy lift bed. In point of fact, all it takes me to do so is to just pull that guy right there. Now, once again, a material premium camper. You see the nicer plywood base below that, not particle board or OSB or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with those materials. There's good and there's better. And that's where Winnebago hangs out, is way up in the better category. Like we have an all aluminum structure inside, or in the walls and the floors and the roof of this thing. Let me pull this back down right here real quick. Now, another neat little thing is up here you see the extra vent above the bed for light and airflow. And speaking of air, a lot of nicer brands do this. Not, you know, it's not exclusive just to Winnebago, but your air vents here can actually be open and closed, and you can turn those vents. So like, I'm a hot box when I sleep. I generate body heat, ladies and gentlemen. Probably not an image you needed burned in your brain. Anyway, point is, I can have a vent blowing straight on me and I can feel comfortable. My wife, on the other hand, she's not the same way I am, and she doesn't generate the body heat I do at night, and she's probably not as interested as I would be in something like that. Of course, you do have you know, privacy curtains on all these big windows. That's also good for keeping the sun out. But another thing that's good for keeping the sun out is something you can't see. And it's an optional piece of equipment. I can't guarantee it's going to be on every single one of these that we have, so always double check our website or ask our team. But the Winnebago weather package, what that'll do is basically add a layer of heat reflective foil insulation starting at the nose all the way up the roof and even down the rear wall of the camper, and then a layer of double-sided thermal foil to the underbelly. And what that does, guys, is if you're running the furnace inside, it'll keep the heat in here. If you're running the air inside, it'll keep the sun out there. That's the idea behind it. It doesn't change our values. It makes things more efficient, drastically so. Carpetless. Oh, that's a good quality on this one. Completely carpetless and easy cleaning. Spend your time camping, not cleaning. And if we do have somebody taking a nap, like a grandkid, for the weekend, over here on the hide-a-bed, you might notice, well, not hide-a-bed, fold-down sofa, we'll see in a minute, you do have a privacy curtain here that you can flip that down. But before we get there, just take a quick look over here at the entertainment setup on this one. We've got Bluetooth, DVD stereo, and you can get the J Control app and control that stereo system there straight from your phone, which is really handy when you're outside and just listening to music and just jamming out to whatever you like to jam out to. Even if, I don't know, if it's heavy metal, hip-hop, country, NPR, whatever works for you. Now, big windows for excellent cross breeze is another recurring trend here. And once again, you don't need the slide open to get all the way through this thing, but the slide does open it up and feel nice. So the question kind of becomes, well, where does that grandkid guest go we were talking about? That's where this guy comes in. Simple little flip down jackknife sofa. Now remember, guys, the primary purpose of this floor plan is for couples comfort. So while you're sitting on that, you don't want to feel like you're sitting on a pontoon boat bench and you want something comfy. So the back side of that is extra plush with that quilted sort of pattern there. So, you know, you're going to have to decide, are you going to lay on the left side or the right side? You know, that might also work for a big dog. So we can sit down, we can watch TV, we've got extra space, we can kick our feet out, we can sleep a grandkid. But where do we eat? And that's exactly where this neat little fold-away, folding leg, lightweight, inside, outside, upside down table is going to take care of you. Now, you put it upside down, it's not going to do much good, obviously. Might work pretty good in the winter as a sled, but probably not the reason that you're looking at this one. So all the countertops, or tabletop, as it were in this case, and this is a sealed edge thermal foil material, which is an upgrade over previous generations that were T-molded. Now, from there, I want to start looking at the storage in here, because little campers have to get creative and use every little nook and cranny possible. You cannot afford to waste an ounce of space in any little RV when it comes to storage capacity. Now, you do have room for a nice wastebasket there. That's an improvement too. Previous generations had a shelf there you couldn't put a little trash can in. But you've got dual full extension plywood box drawers, and you've got a flip-up countertop extension there made with the same material as the rest of the counter. Now, most of the primary counter space has been occupied by this big double sink, which is stainless, by the way. Once again, a material premium camper. And your oven over here with the folding stove cover. But take a note here. Not just a backsplash, but a side splash as well. And you can count on one hand the number of brands that will consistently give you not just a back, but also a side splash. And if you talk to any campsite cook ever, they're going to tell you that that is a common thing, that nobody ever gives you anything to protect the paneling beside the stove. Well, Winnebago does. Before we finish the kitchen up, I do want to point out the full 6 cubic foot 2-door fridge freezer in this little camper. That's a good thing to note, guys, because a lot of them will have like a 3.7 cubic foot truck camper sized refrigerator. More and more are going to the big fridge though, which is excellent. Another thing that you can't see, and I always encourage you to double check, we will typically build even these little Winnebagos with a more powerful 15,000 BTU air conditioner, which seems, it's probably overkill. But here's how I look at it. It costs like less than $200 to upgrade this. Here's the thing though. With the darker skin packages that can be available on Winnebago travel trailers, they could be prone to generating extra heat. So we like to put that heat reflective package on them. We like to upgrade the air conditioner, and this still fully functions on any 30 amp campsite. So those two things might total up to a couple $100, but can you imagine a situation in which you would ever regret having the extra cooling power of this? Because I can't. But I can sure imagine situations in which I would totally regret sweating my backside off for a weekend with an angry family who's mad at me for being a penny pinching miser. So that's kind of why we do what we do. It's much, much cheaper to get it that way from the factory than aftermarket. Now back here in the bathroom, Any of the 2100 whatever floor plans, 2106, 2108 family, they're going to have the exact same bathroom arrangement. You got the skylight above the shower, that radius shower track for extra elbow room up here, and a power vent fan to give you that heat exhaust. And notice the double air outlets even here in the bathroom. You get awesome airflow in this thing. There's plenty of room in front of this foot flush toilet right here. And as we peer over, I want to point out the fact that we have the same type of countertop material here as we have in the kitchen, and an extra large stainless sink to be able to actually wash your hands, which is nice. Now remember I said that there's an extra closet in the bathroom. I wasn't joking. This is bigger than the closet in the living room area, so you definitely have enough hanging storage to get through a weekend. And really that's kind of what this one is. This is an ideal jet-setting, run-around, lightweight SUV towable sort of couples camper. Again, the narrow body and the tandem axles are going to be ideal for smaller, short wheelbase tow vehicles. So this is the platinum exterior skin, and we saw the graphite interior decor. There are multiple different exterior skins. There's also the stone, which is a lighter brown interior decor. We will often have these in stock in different ways. For instance, you will commonly find a lot of platinum skin and graphite interior Winnebagos here, and then by contrast, you'll often find a lot of white skin and brown stone interior decor ones here. But that doesn't mean that's all we carry. Sometimes you'll see some reds and some blues filter through, and you know, if you don't like the one we have, we'll build one for you. That's not a problem. Anything that they offer from the factory, we're happy to have one built to your specs. So again, multiple different exterior colors on here, but what they all share in common is the best fiberglass used in this class of RV. And in point of fact, you have to go multiple classes higher to get a better grade of fiberglass. Now what's cool about this T60 gel coat here is, let's say God forbid it gets scratched, like you pull into a campsite and there's a low-hanging branch and it scuffs your camper or something like that, you know. Little campers like this are often used for like state parks where the trails can get off and kind of windy, you know. Well, you can buff out scuffs and mars and scratches on this thing. You can use some of that just like Meguiar's sort of like fade fixer stuff for cars. And even if this thing does have, let's say 5 years, or you live in Arizona, you live in sun country, you can bring this thing right back to life. You can't do that on all grades of fiberglass. That is one of the more expensive things that you have to appreciate about the Winnebago RV, kind of like the chassis. This is made with a lighter, stronger chassis. Not the least expensive chassis, but it's one of the things that we've always noticed. Brands that ride on the Norco frame, they seem to be high quality brands that don't tend to fall apart. Now, very large front pass-through compartment here. That is a box that contains the dual propane tanks, regulator, the tray, the post, everything. And it's dwarfed by the storage inside of here. You do maintain a neat little outside grill hookup on these, which is handy. And notice you have both magnet catches and slam latches. Of course, they are technically what's called compression latches. You are supposed to flip the handle up there. The common term being slam latch. I kind of fall into it myself, obviously, as I just did there. Let's see, narrow body I mentioned, 7.5 foot wide, so it's really not any wider than a common tow vehicle. I always recommend tow extension mirrors. However, don't skimp on a safety item. You have so much money invested in your truck, your trailer, not to mention how much is your life worth to you. Just be smart about it, you know? We'll commonly upgrade these to larger propane tanks, though again, that's not a guarantee. The one here could be different from the one in the video. And if I sound like a broken record saying that, guys, it's because no matter how many times I say it, there's still one person a month who goes, yeah, but I saw it in the video. The video's not necessarily the one that's here. Simple side mount solar for portable prep panels. If you want to kind of chase the sun around a campsite, little camper like this is easy to park under the shade. Then you can set your panel out in the sun, keep your batteries topped off. And the battery disconnect there when you are in storage mode will keep the battery from getting drained to death when you're not using it. Good look at those extra large bedroom windows there that'll open for some great airflow. And you can see that the windows are obviously heavily tinted. I've got the lights on inside. You can't see it. You know, the idea here is that you're going to generate less heat in the RV, keep it cooler, and more privacy. Never seems to offend anybody. Right behind the wheel well, you've got a centralized hookup center with separate cable and satellite hookups, black flush, and hot-cold outside utility shower. Whereas on the back here, we are ready for a rear view camera, whether you're looking for backup or observation models. Now, it's not the largest camper in the world, but they did put the largest awning on it they basically possibly could. Awnings come in specific sizes, so to go to the next size up, you'd have to either fall off the back of the camper or cover that bedroom window, and I don't think you want either of those things. The awning does have twist and lock tilt arms. There's LED lighting below, obviously outside speakers, and outside TV hookups here above the wheel wells. And as long as we're over here, I want to point out a couple things above these radial tires and aluminum wheels. This galvanized steel wheel well that you see here, kind of like our Jaycos. That's where I first kind of came into contact with it. It's a good indicator to me. Indicator, not guarantee, but indicator of a quality brand of camper. Because, God forbid you do have a blowout. I don't care what awesome brand of tire you have on any camper. A flat is possible. Having that shield there can actually prevent a massive insurance loss problem. I've seen 5 campers in my career be totaled by an insurance company due to just a flat tire blowout ripping up through the camper with that belted radial. Tiny camper, but larger entry handle and double steps make easy coming and going. And then you've got this anti-slam entry door right here so that the door doesn't bang against the awning if the awning's open. Now, right here, we've got a little easy open sort of screen door, but you notice you can lock the screen door too. That's what's kind of cool about this. You can lock the screen door that way, and the little screenshot band will close that for you. So again, everything on this is designed to be simple, easy, long-lasting. Not everybody is seeking a 40-foot RV. Sometimes I think there are a number of people out there who can appreciate something being more expensive when it's smaller because they're looking for small but well built. It doesn't have to be big and expensive to be well built. And that's who these guys really are. So we've got an all aluminum skeleton, even the roof trusses. We've got a 3/8 decking on top of all that to give us a full walkability on this roof, as I'm kind of demonstrating now. But I like to get up here to point out the nicer King Jack antenna system and the heavy amount of sealant that they use up here. They absolutely make sure that there's, you know, like basically no chance of there being any kind of like factory oops leak or something like that. This one seems a little more reasonable. Sometimes they've put enough sealant on these things to be the point of comedic, I think. But the idea I wanted to show you guys, this is a small, lightweight camper, extremely well built, that a grown man can walk around on. No sweat, no worries. I don't have to toe tap where I'm walking. I can just walk anywhere, and it's gonna hold me. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. So pardon my footprints. The good news about that is we don't do hidden dealer fees, and that includes washing a camper top to bottom, inside and out, before you take it home. So whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between, we do it all at Haylett RV, from economy to excitement. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.